Hi, English 3301 peeps. Dr. E here. Seems to be a little bit confusion about how to do peer review. So I'm just going to show you again real quick. Maybe this will make a little bit more sense to you this time. So we're in our Blackboard course. We get into groups. I know my screen looks a little bit different than yours, but under collaboration tools, you'll have groups. We get into the groups and we're doing major project 1 peer review. So we get it. So we're in groups. We click on major project 1, and then we go down here and we click on file exchange. And I'm saying everything twice. So I'm going to go back and I know this makes it longer, but groups under collaboration tools, major project 1, and then file exchange. Just going over a bunch of times. So I'm going to go through and I'm going to look at, I'm just going to grab something randomly, Brianna's field guide. And I'm going to open that up. And then I'm going to enable editing. I'm going to make this visible. Okay. And remember, we said 2 things. We're going to use track changes. And we do that by getting into review. We turn on track changes and we want to show all markup. All right, so teachers communications guides, good. I'm not going to go through the whole thing, but I'm going to look at the different criteria as well. I'm not going to fully respond, but say I noticed we got shares, tests, helps, shows. So largely a parallel structure here. But this one does not begin with this. So I could either go in and make comments and do that as well. This, it deletes something and it shows my comment that I'm making as well. Or I could also highlight this and get back and I insert a new comment and make parallel begin with present tense verb. And I'm really just looking for something to say at this point because I'm trying to show you how to do these comments. So again, use track changes, or you insert comments as well. There's actually not a lot of nice features about this particular one, but all fits on one page. You got good formatting, things like that. But nonetheless, so I would make my comments or whatever. I might at the very end have a comment, you know, Brianna, this works quite well, and then I would go in. So say a specific thing I like, a specific 2 actionable suggestions. And my actionable suggestions would be the parallel structure of this. I would also maybe make a comment about color, so you might have some contrast. But anyway, yeah, so I might do something along the lines of maybe inserting another comment and saying, consider a different color in this column because most of the comments are white, most of the cells are white, you know. It's actually this row. Anyway, I'm getting distracted myself, but anyway, so what have I done? I've used turn on track changes, and I've actually sort of bumped the next page to make some written comments as well. I've also made a couple of suggestions, really just about verbiage and formatting as well. And so anyway, I'm done, right? So I've got I have to save this. So I'm done with my comments. So I'm going to save this. I'm going to say Brianna field guide with Chuck comments. And I'm going to save this to the desktop of my PC. You do a different place. I'm just doing desktop so I can find it, give it back to Brianna, and then upload it as well. So I'm going to do that as well. So I'm going to get out of this. I'm going to go back. That was in this is a document I was working on. So never mind. So then I'm going to look at her reflection. And again, it's downloaded. There we go. So here's Brianna's reflection. Again, some enable editing. And I'm going to, in review, I'm going to turn on track changes. And I'm going to show all markup. So this I would have more suggestions about. I would say, put your name on it. Consider using a title. I might do something like double space it. I know usually on documents that are like delivered electronically, they're usually single spaced, but for my purposes, education is a little bit easier to read. And then I would go on and I would read it and I would make comments here and comment there. I'm actually not really responding specifically to this piece of writing. I'm just showing how I do it. So again, I've read Brianna's thing. I've made notice a couple. I've looked at it carefully, made some formatting suggestions, made specific actionable comments, maybe written a few comments there as well. And then again, I save to the desktop, save as this PC. Going to go back to the desktop, and I'm going to say Brianna's reflection. Check comments. So again, Brianna, and then. So why have I done that? Because I'm going to, she needs to see the comments that I've made. And so I'm going to go in and I've got to give those comments back to Brianna. It's going to be a little bit clunky, but I'm going to browse my local files, go to desktop, and look at Brianna's field guide with check comments, open, submit. And then I'm going to, again, browse local files. I don't know why I say it's doing something weird because I'm sharing. So I'm going to submit again. Okay, submit. Okay, it's not going to let me click on submit while I've got Zoom running, but I would click on submit. I'm going to stop sharing for half a sec while I click on submit here, which is a clunky thing from Blackboard. Sorry. Also wouldn't let me add a title. So anyway, so I'm going to submit this. So I'm going to go back to my screen sharing here. And again, a little clunky because of Zoom. But so I titled both of my Brianna's field guide with check comments, Brianna's reflection with check comments as well. And I got into File Exchange. I added them. I submitted them back into the document, into the File Exchange. And there's a bunch of pages here now. So at the very end, we'll see. Oh, actually, it went to the beginning, the most recent first. So Brianna's field guide with Chuck's comments as well. So what have we done? Just to recap, we have downloaded our class two, well, actually we have to do this twice, but our classmates field guide, the reflection, and references if they did them. We have gotten them as Word documents. We've turned on, we've gotten into review. We've turned on track changes. And we've made comments using track changes. If we're making some editing suggestions in the document, we've also added some comments using the insert comment function. Also there in the review section of Word, and we've made any comments off the margins we want to make. And we've saved both documents separately to our computer. Author's name with your comments. Brianna field guide with Chuck comments. I didn't use apostrophes because computers get weird if you insert apostrophes as part of titles as well. So we've saved both those to the desktop. Then we've gotten back into add files, and we've attached or submitted our comments on our classmates document. And then why do we do that? Because then I can see that Chuck has commented, I can see that you have commented, and Brianna can see that someone has commented on her work. Okay, so far so good. If that doesn't make things clearer, let me know, and I can arrange an email or one-on-one time with you as well. But most of y'all are doing this, and that's great. I got 16 people have submitted peer review, which is terrific. Remember, peer review is the whole peer review throughout the class is worth 10% of your final grade. So doing peer review on major project number 1 is actually 5% of your final grade. So do a good job, ask questions if you need help, and I will look forward to seeing what you come up with. Thanks for your time.